Oz, and
Jubilee.
that means celebration because it's always a celebration up here. By the way, before we start this video and actually show you our pictures of our first room, we're going to ask you to do us a favor and subscribe to our channel and click notifications. We put out about 3 videos a week. Just so y'all know, why didn't we put out videos last week? Because we had no hands that worked. We had a crazy situation. First of all, Jubilee had to have hand surgery one day, and then the very next day, I tripped over a doggy gate and I broke my wrist. Good times, man. So, after breaking the wrist and going 2 weeks in a splint, meanwhile, she's trying to recover. Um, I ended up going in for surgery and they had to put a plate in my wrist. And so, hence, that's why we couldn't do a video last week. We did not have 4 operable hands. We had 2, fortunately.
One each.
Yeah, right hand on her, left hand on me. I'm right hand dominant, so that was a real issue. But anyway, we're getting by, and so here we go. So when I first started coming up here, the first thing I had to do was clear out all the logs from the property, and so it made me look like this when I was done. Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it just like put my hair up in whatever you want. What is that thing called? What would you call that thing?
It's a ponytail on top of your head.
A bam bam ponytail, something like that.
Or pebbles, yeah.
A
No.
pebbles, yeah. It's a pebble tail. We'll just call that a pebble tail. Yeah. So anyway, so after removing millions of logs from the property, and I was cutting into them, I realized, wait a minute, these logs aren't that bad. So I got tired of pitching a tent. So I decided to build a permanent tent, which is basically what the first room was. And so we're going to kind of show you through. This is not showing any of the building of it per se. This is pretty much the finished product of it. But later on, once we get into a lot of our other pictures that we have, we'll go ahead and put together a video showing how we built this first room, or actually how I built this first room, because then it was shortly after when Jubilee used to start coming up. And that's when I realized she was the perfect woman for me, because any woman that is willing to come up to the wilderness on the weekends and spend with you with no running water and no heat per se, that's a woman as a keeper. So you can see in our first room here, it has a built-in twin bed, and we have a little fireplace over here, which is an electric fireplace. And then, of course, we can run um, movies and stuff like that. We want to point your attention to the 2 thermoses over here, right? Remember those days?
I do remember.
So back in the day, before we have what we have now, we used to always have to heat up these thermoses with hot water, so that we'd have water to wash our hands, to make tea and coffee and just everything. So that was one of our regular chores, was keeping water hot. Now we have other ways of doing it, which we'll show you in a different video. Just a little bit of a close-up of our nice little setup that we have there. It's quite comfortable. It's quite homey and cozy, let me tell you. Here we got a view looking out our window, and oh, I just now realized that there's a deer in that picture. I thought it was just a picture of, oh, look out our window. But yeah, no, that's one of our deers. They're like dogs to us. They're all up here. They hang out all the time. Like last night coming back, that was so cool. I generally eat a bowl of cereal every night. It seems like I had an accident. It happens. So we had always loved, especially in the summertime, we would open our door in this bedroom and we could look outside. It was just an amazing view at night, especially. So that was one of our lovely evenings. And here's a really good picture of just looking out our window and what we see when we wake up in the morning. This is our view. It's such a beautiful thing. Summertime, anyway. Wintertime, it's a little bit more like sticks. Here's one of our many rainstorms.
But we need it. It's a good thing.
Yeah, we always need rainstorms. So this is a pretty good little rainstorm, it looks like, coming down. Um, and this is the rainstorm continuing. What's funny about this is, see the sun over there? Why does it always do that? Like we always get slammed and there's always sun around us. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just why. Here we're Just looking around the window. Oh, there it is again. Oh, yeah, there's one of our dogs. Don't know which one that one is. That's probably Anna.
Probably Elsa from that long ago.
Oh, you're right. You know what? I'll bet you that is Elsa. Yeah. So you might wonder what these logs are that are in the ground in front. That was one of our next buildings that got built. It's kind of the way we start them. So I'll show you more on that. But yeah, one of our dogs just hanging out, munching on the grass. They like that grass. It's good grass. We have good grass up here, guys. And here we are back to our inside of our nice little room. And that is a shelf for a CPAP machine. Works perfect. I think I was playing with like a floodlight. For those of you who know me, you know that I love lights. And I think that's what it was, huh? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's put a spotlight in here. And then I blew smoke into it to give it that effect. Here we got a nice picture of a rainbow. We had a lot of those out here. But more importantly, you see our one little room down there. Want to know how big it is? How big is it?
Approximately 48 square feet.
48 square feet. It is 6 by 8. Just big enough to hold a bed and whatever else we need in there. You can see it from up here from an upper view. In there. Look how green it is. That must have been a good summer. So this is kind of hilarious. Our wall during winter. We should take a picture of that now. We've come a long ways. Now we each have these really nice house coats, a couple more jackets. Like, yeah, we're ready for winter anytime. Takes a lot of clothing to stay up here. There's a really good picture of the little guy.
And with the shed.
Yeah, and that's after the shed was built, actually. That's right. I remember that. We'll do a video on building that shed. And the mountains in the background, that's Capella Peak. It's really nice. Yeah, so welcome to our camp where friends and marshmallows get toasted. That was a cabin warming gift from some of our friends. It's so appropriate. And here we're showing you a nice little picture of our fireplace that we have in the bedroom. That's actually just a space heater ran by the generator. We'll talk more about that when we talk about our heating situations. But yeah, it heats up the room quite nicely, doesn't it?
It does. And look, that's when we used to use the laptop to watch a movie instead of the monitor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was before we put the DVD player in and the monitor and everything else. Yeah, we could watch them on the computer. Yeah, it's a comfortable place. It's a very cozy place. We love our little candle lights.
It's our mood lighting.
Yeah, it's our mood lighting. Oh, what are those donuts?
They are indeed donuts.
Yeah, donuts are my enemy. I can eat those things forever. Those and ice cream. And more of that. And there's the whole picture. Oh, I just realized something that was in that picture. Did you see it? And that's it, folks. That was our very first room, and glad you joined us for that. Make sure you subscribe if you didn't already, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.
Bye bye.